Here's my 1975 Hoover Senior Ranger, model U4002. Now I got this off eBay a good month or two ago, and I cleaned it up and restored it. I just hadn't got a chance to make a video of it. Either that or I forgot. I can't remember now. But anyway, I'm here now, so that's okay. So anyway, I paid just over £60 for this. It was £60 plus postage. So it was a bit pricey, but it is in very good condition. Now when I got this, I did have to do some work to the motor. The carbon brushes were very short. They were probably only about that long, and they should be like that long. So I had to discard those, and I managed to find some on eBay. They were pattern parts. They weren't the genuine ones, but they didn't seem to sell genuine carbon brushes for the juniors and seniors anymore. So, I mean, they seem to work just fine. I did have to get some very fine sandpaper to clean up the commutator to get rid of all the old carbon. So I was directed to do that by another collector a while ago. But it's only very, very fine sandpaper. It doesn't even feel rough, it's that fine. But it does polish up the commutator and bring it back to the nice gold or brass colour that it should be. But anyway, after I put those brushes in, it runs very smoothly now. So then of course I cleaned it up and washed the bag, given it a good polish, and it's raring to go. It could do with some new brush roll bearings, but that's on the list for another day. So here you can see it's in this very nice orange colour. I don't know what Hoover call this colour, but it's sort of like a mustard colour, but it's not like a deep orangey mustard. It's quite light. It looks quite dark on camera, but in real life it's more of a light mustardy colour. But anyway, here it is. You've got a nice bumper that runs all the way around, and it's riveted on at the back as you'd expect. Hoover logo there. The headlight lens, and it hasn't discoloured, or should I say the colour of the hood hasn't blended into the headlight lens like I've seen on a lot of these models. Got air vents, or exhaust vents I should say, on this left side here. There's the on-off switch at the back. It's step switch, it's orange, and it has discoloured slightly, but I've seen that a lot on the Senior Rangers. Got a handle release pedal on that side, and on this side you've got the 4-position height adjustment. Now the model before this was the 652, and it's basically the exact same as the Ranger, except the Ranger has this plastic hood over the top, but it's the exact same chassis and handle and everything. But on the Ranger you had the addition of the extra 2 height adjustments. You've got the higher setting, which is for like stuck down carpet tiles. You've got the short setting, medium, and then high or shag pile. On the 652 it was slightly different. It was just a 2-position, and you had to like push down on the handle. It was like a spring loaded thing. Anyway, I normally have it on setting the second to lowest setting. That could do with a bit of grease as well. Anyway, here's the bag. It's of course been washed. It's nice and clean. It does have slight damage to it there, but never mind. And it is a bottom fill bag. It uses H1 bags, or as if you're American watching this, you would know these as Type C. Pull this out here. So it looks like a genuine H1 bag because it's yellow, because the Hoover H1 bags, the genuine ones, were yellow. But no, it is a generic one. Funnily enough, shows you how to put a new bag on. So it's basically just slots on this very short fill tube here at the bottom, and then you pull a rubber band over it to seal it in place. Very, very basic. You just see the bellows there. Nice clean bag inside there, and it's like as you can see, it's quite open, the texture. So of course this isn't going to do much for filtration, but they didn't really care for that back in those days. but this is getting on. It is 40 years old this year. And it's still going strong. Touch wood. So, to change the bag, you could just do it and you attach to the machine like that, or you could unhook it from the top here. It just unhooks off there. Then you push this to the side and release. I won't do it because I've only got one hand to do it, and you have to pull this back to push the thing back on. And I won't be able to do that with one hand. It's a two-handed jobby. So anyway, you just pull this spring-loaded thing back here, and the whole thing comes off from the body there. And you can just tip that upside down, take it to the bin, and take the bag off that way, and it's just a bit of an easier way to do it. And I suspect many people did do that if they knew how to remove it. So now let's try and get this back on. There we go. Now on this side, of course, we've got the card. Nothing going on the other side, but the Senior Ranger had this quick release card hook, as you can see. That was sort of like a selling feature, and the Junior Dirt Searcher was the only Junior that had this feature with the quick release card hook, and that was quite a new thing in the day. Both card hooks are intact as they are plastic. A lot of these used to break or would be broken now, but it does have a few, let's see if I can get it in focus, a few fractures in it. How well this is going to pick up. There we go. See there, some fractures, and I've put a bit of glue on it, but they're still there, so that's all that matters. Let's get this to focus again. There we go. Just quickly show you underneath. And there's the business end, some bits falling out. Anyway, you've got two latches here, and you unlatch those, and the base plate drops down. It's quite mucky here. But anyway, so it uses a round belt. There's the brush roll, and it is the original agitator brush roll. So basically, you've got one side beater bar and one side the brushes, and they are staggered on either side of the brush roll. So basically, when the belt turns the brush roll by the motor, the carpet gets hit by the beater bars, then by the brushes, and the dirt that it picks up goes through the fan into the fan chamber there, and then blows into the bag. So very efficient way of doing it, rather than today's method where it goes through all sorts of ducting and cyclones and all sorts of things. In the old days, it was basically carpet, fan, bag. Very efficient. Like I said, excuse this mess here. I'm sure in just a few minutes that will be all gone into the bag there. Anyway, you don't need any tools to change a belt or service the brush roll on these. Just those latches push open. So I guess these would have been friendly for commercial use as well, albeit they did do commercial versions of the Senior. Anyway, there's the tool conversion. I think you see the flap there that the converter pushes open in order to access the fan for the suction. And I'll show you the tools in just a few minutes. Well, that's the underside, and it is a 2-speed motor, because as you can see there's a micro switch there that the hose converter presses in, which engages the high-speed hose operation. So I'll just plug this in here, if I can find a plug, because of course it's almost Christmas, so I've got the Christmas decorations up. And there is no plugs available. But anyway, there's one here, it seems. There we go. So, I don't know if I mentioned, but it's a 6-metre cable, which is pretty short for today's standards. Back in the day, probably wouldn't have been so bad, but there you go. And it has knotted up a bit, but we won't worry about that for the video. Right, anyway, here we go. I've got some dust on the floor there, or whatever that is. I just emptied it out the bag. But anyway, off we go. there we have it. It runs pretty well. I did notice a bit of squeaking from either the wheels or the handle. I'll have to oil that as well. So anyway, here's the toolkit. It's quite comprehensive compared to the Junior. You got 2 extension wands. They'll stay. There we go. Floor tool, all-purpose nozzle, dusting brush, and crevice tool. And of course the hose. So the hose fits in underneath, and you did have to turn the machine onto its front in order to do this, which is a bit inconvenient, but anyway, the hose goes in this way with the opening facing the cleaner. Just slots in at the back, all the way down like that, and that's in. It's in, as the actress said to the bishop. Anyway, that's that. Just pop the all-purpose nozzle on here. Nice click pip fittings that Hoover used back then. So off we go. It will be a bit noisier because it's in the higher speed, but off we go. There we go. That is very loud. It's almost like having a lawnmower in the living room there. So the tools are a nice thing to have, but I don't think I'll be using those very often. Anyway, there we have it. Very nice addition to my collection. Hoover Senior Ranger, model U4002. From 1975. So thank you for watching, and I'll see you again next time.